Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and where'd all my cubes go? Oh, here we go. Here are all my cubes. These are most of my cubes, probably like 3/4 of them, but today I'm going to be focusing on these cubes, so yeah. That was painful. Okay, so we're going to be piece swapping some more cubes today. I already made a video about this. If you haven't seen it yet, I recommend you watch that one first, but it doesn't really matter that much which one you watch first. So we have big cubes. We have 5x5s, 6x6s, 7x7s, and then we have some interesting 3x3s. We have a normal 3x3, a windmill 3x3, Penrose 3x3, and then a Rubik's Phantom, which is the heat-sensitive cube. So this is going to be a pretty interesting video. If you guys are new to the channel, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe and check out my other videos, as it really helps me out. And yeah, let's just get started. So I think since these are the smallest cubes, let's start with the interesting 3x3s. Alright, first and probably easiest one that I'm going to try here is the Penrose and the Maylong. So this is just a regular, pretty cheap speed cube. It's only like $7. Yeah, it's a good cube. This is a Penrose cube, which is interesting. The sides, there are only 3 colors, and there are curves on here. It's pretty fun to solve. It takes a little bit of getting used to, but the internal mechanism is still just a normal 3x3. And so I'm going to try piece swapping this normal 3x3 into this normal 3x3, because this has a pretty basic piece design, although they're not the same. They're pretty similar, so I'm hoping that this will work. So let's try it. First piece. There we go. That really didn't want to go in. This looks weird. It turns. It actually, it catches quite a bit, but it still feels, other than that, still feels pretty good. Actually, maybe not. It's weird, because whenever you turn the sides that aren't touching this piece, they still feel a little bit weird, because kind of the whole cube is a little bit bent, as you can see. But then when you turn, like, any M moves, or they catch constantly. So that's interesting. How about I try putting the Maylong piece into the Penrose cube, see what that's like. Probably will feel a little better. Oh yeah, that fits better. It's not bulging out. Oh, that does not want to turn at all. Yeah, that's catching a lot more. Okay, that doesn't feel good. So, yeah, I think that swapping pieces from a Penrose cube is generally probably not a good idea. I mean, I don't see a reason why you'd want to, but just don't do it. Unless if you want to try it like I did, you can do it, but never use it as the speed cube. Okay, let's move on to the windmill cube, and this thing's actually pretty tight. I might need to loosen it up. Got my screwdriver kit that I use for fixing game consoles. Pretty good. That's very loose. Okay, now I can probably just pop out an edge. Yep, there we go. Same kind of design as the Penrose cube, actually. Maybe I could put this piece in the Penrose cube. Yeah, that looks almost the same. I'll try that then. Oh yeah, this feels good. This is really weird, but it feels good. It doesn't feel any worse, honestly. Besides the fact that there's a piece sticking out, that's really awkward. But yeah, it feels fine. Nothing to complain about. Now let's try putting it in a regular 3x3. Okay, it's not bulging out as much as the Penrose cube piece did. Hey, it doesn't feel bad. Actually, it doesn't feel much worse at all. The cube's a lot more flexible now, though, because I can stick my finger in there while I'm turning on accident and do that. But, yeah, it's a pretty good feeling cube. I mean, it's definitely a little bit worse, but not much. So, yeah, I mean, if you want to try it, you can. It's really weird, but it works. Alright, and then last but not least, and I keep dropping pieces. Okay. Last but not least is the Rubik's Phantom, and I've never taken this apart, because it's a Rubik's brand, and Rubik's brands are generally pretty hard. There we go. That came out easier than I expected. This, if this works, this will be funny, because you can make like a checkerboard phantom cube. Okay. Oh, here we go. This thing feels good. I mean, nothing to complain about. It feels like the piece was made for this cube, honestly. It's a little bit bigger, though, which is kind of annoying. But other than that, it feels great. So, I'm not complaining. So, if I did a checkerboard phantom cube, which I probably will do eventually, I'm going to make a video coming up, either next video or the one after that, in this series. I'm going to be making like a whole mixed up cube and just doing a bunch of that kind of fun stuff. So, make sure you don't miss that. I dropped another piece. Okay. Not sure if I'm going to put this in backwards or not because I can't tell what it is. Sometime I'd like to try the Rubik's Impossible. I've never tried it, but I'm sure it's pretty hard, or very hard. Actually, I think I have tried it, but I didn't try to solve it. I just tried turning it. So, 3x3s are all pretty good, interchangeable, except the Penrose cube. That's the only one that I kind of had a problem with. But other than that, they're all good. So, let's move on to the big cubes now. And these, I'm probably going to need to keep the screwdriver out because I might need to loosen some of these too. Let's start with 5x5. I almost did this in my last video, but decided to save it for this one. So I'm going to be doing it now. This 5x5 actually had a really bad lockup. Right before I recorded, I was just speed turning on it like as fast as I could, and I wanted to see what would happen. And so it locked up really bad, and I had to take it apart. Oh. Okay, there we go. So this 5x5 is significantly smaller. It's like at least 3 millimeters smaller, so I don't think this piece is going to fit in this cube, but we'll try it. Oh, it fits. And it feels really bad because it's too big. It's kind of jamming up the whole cube. Yeah, okay. It works. Is it good? No. Now let's see if the smaller piece is better than the bigger 5x5. I think it will be, just because it'll fit better because it's smaller, but we'll try it. Oh, that doesn't want to go in at all. I mean, this cube is really tight. I should probably loosen it. Alright, let's try it. Oh, that feels really bad. I think, actually, yeah, no, I don't like it. Okay. How different is the piece design? It's not that different actually. This leg is quite a bit longer on this one. I don't know if it's just because the piece is bigger, or maybe it's just like that. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know why it was like that, but I'll put those. Whoops. I'll put those cubes back together after I finish recording because I don't want to do it on camera. Alright, and now let's do the 6x6s. This will be very interesting because these two cubes are pretty similar. This is the MGC, YJ MGC. This is the YJ Yushi, yeah, Yushi V2, which is like a cheaper version of the MGC basically. And they're pretty similar. I mean, this one, the MGC is lighter and faster feeling. And it has better corner cutting. It doesn't lock up or catch as much. But this cube is still decent. This cube is like, I think, $10 cheaper than this one. So it's kind of like a budget version. I think it's pretty good, but I definitely like the MGC more. I'm not sure if I'll have to loosen this. Oh no, okay. That came out pretty easy. And the shade of green is very different on these two cubes. I don't know if you can see on camera, but this is like a minty green and this is kind of like a lighter forest green. Alright, so if we look at the piece design, they're kind of different. They're actually, yeah. Look at this. This piece has like an extra groove. This one doesn't. This one's gonna be interesting. I don't know what it's gonna be like, but let's try it. With how similar these cubes feel, I'm surprised the piece design is so different. And yeah, this piece does not fit in the Yushi because it has that extra thing on it. This extra, I don't know what it is. I guess It's like the opposite of a groove. I don't know what you'd call it, but this piece doesn't have that, so it should still fit in the Yushi, but, or I mean the MGC, but we'll see if it does. Oh, that's bad. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna just take it out before I turn it anymore. I don't want to make this whole cube explode. So, okay, I've never fully disassembled and reassembled a 6x6, and I really don't want to, so I need to be careful. This cube, I had to reassemble the top 2 layers, I think, but that's the most I've ever had to do. Okay, so overall, the MGC and the Yushi are definitely not piece swappable, which I find somewhat surprising considering how similar they feel, but I guess it makes sense because the piece design is quite different, which I thought that's pretty surprising. But let's move on to our final cubes, the 7x7s, and this is going to be interesting too because this is my old main, which is just like a cheap Chi one, is like 18 bucks. It's a Qixing, I think. It's been so long since I've looked at the names of these cubes, but it's actually a decently small 7x7, and I like it. It turns pretty smooth, actually really smooth, but the corner cutting is not great. And this is the Yufu YJ. This is the 7x7 of the Yushi, and it's a really good cube. Is I think actually the same price as this one, so I should have bought this one when I first got a 7x7, but I didn't for whatever reason. And I really like it. I made a video about this one. You can go check it out on my channel. It's pretty old, but you could probably find it. And yeah, let's see. Well, first of all, this cube is quite a bit bigger. It's, I think, 2 or 3 millimeters bigger than this one. So let's just see if they're piece swappable. I think I'm gonna have to loosen the Qixing, and I'm gonna have to loosen the Yufu as well. One thing I didn't try that I'm probably not gonna do in this video is the middle edges on 6x6s. I don't think I'm gonna do that in this video. Maybe another video. I'll just do this middle 5x5 edge that's here because it's a lot easier to swap these out. So this piece will probably not fit into this cube because it's quite a bit bigger. Alright, I didn't expect that to happen, but I'll fix it later. Alright, so these pieces look very similar, actually. Wow, that's really similar. I mean, this piece is quite a bit bigger, but the design is almost exactly the same. So, I wonder if all 7x7s are like this, or if these two are just really similar. I bet they're all like this, but let's just see. This is the smaller piece in the bigger cube. Will it fit? Yes, it fits. And does it feel good? No. It's not terrible, but it's not good. It's pretty unpleasant, to be honest. And then the bigger piece in the smaller cube. Alright, this whole thing is falling apart. I'm gonna try to keep that from happening. Alright, bigger piece in the smaller cube. Will it fit? It does. And does it feel good? There's no way. This actually feels pretty good. Kind of. It feels a lot better than the smaller piece in the bigger cube. That's funny. I didn't expect that. Interesting. Okay, so what have we learned today? Well, a couple things. One, that a bigger piece in a smaller 7x7 apparently feels better than a smaller piece in a bigger 7x7, which is weird. Penrose cube, and all these 3x3s, all these 3x3s are pretty much piece swappable, except the Penrose cube into the Meilong felt pretty bad. With the windmill cube, it feels pretty good. 5x5s, you shouldn't really try. They're not worth it. 6x6s, same kind of thing. So, if you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And I'd really appreciate it if you could check out my other videos. We'll see you next time, and bye.